Hello Eurovision friends, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories. Zdravo dragi gledalci Srbije, dobrodošli na moj kanal. Today I want to talk about the Serbian national final for Eurovision 2025, which is Pesma sa Evroviziju, song for Eurovision. And three things are going to happen in this video. I'm going to give you my own personal top 15 of the songs that kind of caught my attention. It's 30 songs overall, but I decided against doing a whole top 30 because that's just very, very difficult for me. So if one of your favorites is not in my top 15, do let me know in the comments why you love the song, and then maybe I'll give it another listen. Then I will also try to tell you who I think should represent Serbia, so who would be able to achieve the best result for Serbia at Eurovision out of these songs. And then last but not least, I'll try to predict who will win Pesma sa Evroviziju. So let's get right to it. Here is my own personal top 15. This is my personal opinion on these songs. So if you don't agree, do let me know in the comments which songs you like more. And which ones I maybe forgot in my top 15. So here we go. In 15th place, I have Aladdin by the Harem Girls. I think it's amazing that they are in the Serbian national final representing their community. I think the song is catchy, it has a fun beat, it's fierce as well, and I think it has a great staging potential. I think it will be very entertaining to watch the performance. The song is quite entertaining as well. However, I also feel like it's a bit chaotic at times and feels a bit disjointed to me personally, and that's why it's only my number 15. In 14th place, I have Gaia by Mila. She sings about having pain and darkness and anxiety within her. She sings, "You turned off the light." But this part of the song that she keeps repeating, "Ugazi mrak," so turn off the darkness, or if you take that literally, turn on the light again, makes me think that it's kind of a chant, this song, to overcome hard times and find the good times again, which I like. I think the brass in this, I think it's a trumpet, is really beautiful. And I also love the contrast between her softer voice and the very dark instrumentation, which also relates to the lyrics of the song. And that's why it's my number 13. Now in 14, sorry, my 13th place is La La La, which is a song that was much higher up on my list after the first couple of listens, and it has kind of dropped through the ranks, unfortunately. I do think it's a cool dance song, and she has a very good voice. I also like the call and response between her and the backings, and also the Eastern instrumentation. But after listening to it a few times, it also feels quite repetitive, and that's why it's only my number 13. In 12th place, I have Nem Mogu. What I love about this song are the strings. You have them right at the beginning of the song and throughout the song. The instrumentation with the strings is really beautiful. I like the driving beat as well. And he has a very charismatic voice, especially when he sings the No Mogu. Sometimes it feels almost brittle and like it's almost breaking on some syllables. And I really like that. But there's something more special missing to have this higher up in my list. Then this one, I think, is the fan favorite probably, Turbo Žurka, so Turbo Party. I mean, it's a bit much for me personally, but I do like that this is part of the national final. It's kind of Cardi B meets turbo folk chalga, something like that. The lyrics are an homage to Belgrade and Serbia, really, but Belgrade as a party city. She sings, "Who knows how to party?" The Serbs do, and the Slavs do as well. And I really think it makes a lot of sense to have a lot of turbo folk elements in the song. You have a lot of Aide as well, which I like. But then you also have this more dark industrial beat and the rap part, which is more the Cardi B of the two things. It's an interesting mix, but for me personally, it's just a bit much sometimes. But still, I love that this is in the national final, and I'm looking forward to the performance very, very much. Now, my number 10 is something completely different. If you need a break after the Turbo Žurka, maybe Oči boje zemlje is for you. It's very relaxed, old-fashioned. It reminds me of a Balkan ballad, but it also has jazzy elements. I really, really love his deep, deep voice, the beautiful flute that is part of the instrumentation as well. At the beginning, I thought maybe the lyrics are a bit cheesy because he sings about the eyes of a loved one. Oči boje zemlje means eyes of the color of the earth. So there's lots of descriptions how the eyes of the loved one look at him. But then there's also a part of the lyrics, and the music actually changes to a darker instrumentation while he sings that, where he says, "These eyes won't look at me ever again." So maybe it's a loved one that has passed away or a relationship that has ended. And that kind of elevates the song to me a bit, but I really love the relaxing feel of it, and I'm happy that it's in the national final. My number nine, sorry, we'll get to the number one in a second, is Po Policama Sečanja. I just think this is a really sweet, fun song. It feels like it's unplugged. They look a bit like a nerd band as well, and I love that. And I don't really understand the lyrics. Maybe some Serbians can let me know what the lyrics are supposed to be about, like memories in a shelf or something like that. Let me know in the comments, but this is a song that might actually grow on me the more I listen to it. And it's also really relaxing as well. My number eight is also a very relaxing song. It's stripped back. It feels loungy, like you're at a bar listening to this. Her voice is brittle and vulnerable at times, which is beautiful. But what really convinced me to like this song are the lyrics. She sings, "I was scared and kind of anxious my whole life. I'm always short of breath." And then she sings, "Work silences the voices. A drink can help me forget. And love can help me win." So it's a bit about anxiety, social anxiety, maybe depression as well, and the ways to overcome it. Some of them are healthy, some of them are not that healthy. She also thinks that food can help with that as well, which I can relate to, and that's why this song is my number eight. My number seven is Hvala Ti by Lenzi. She sings, "It hurts me every time you say goodbye. Who will take the knife out of my back?" Ouch. So something went really wrong in this relationship. But then she also sings, "Thank you for everything." So I'm not sure what the message of the song is, whether it is, "You did all these terrible things to me, so bye-bye, I don't want you anymore." But she's still thankful for the time they spent together. Again, Serbians, if you have a different meaning for me of these lyrics, do let me know in the comments. I think the song is, it starts like a ballad, but then turns into a modern pop song. I like the beat. She has a very good voice. I feel like it's a teeny tiny bit repetitive in the end. There could have been a bit more variation in the last minute, maybe. But I think that the volume is really, really catchy and stays in your head. And that's why Hvala Ti is my number seven. Now, my number six is a song that I almost didn't include in my top 15. I think because it felt a bit disjointed to me, and it still does in some ways. It switches between Serbian and English. There's lots of things and elements to this song, but I think it has a cool beat, an almost dubstep beat. It sounds very modern, and the different elements to the song also make sure that it doesn't become boring listening to the song. And the more I listen to it, as you can see, it wasn't in my top 15, now it's my number six. The more I like it, and I love how it grows in intensity, and also the lyrics are interesting, like wearing a mask, hiding who you really are. Maybe it also talks about mental health problems. So an interesting entry that maybe is an acquired taste, at least for me, but now it's my number six. In fifth place, I have a song I find really cool, especially from the start. It's really, really cool. It feels like an adventure theme, medieval song. It really hits you from the very beginning with this amazing start and amazing beat. I love the white voice harmonies throughout the song, the beat as well. So you have, again, traditional elements and more modern elements. What I love especially is the pre-chorus where she sings alone, stops, she sings alone, stops, and then this kind of chant starts again with the white noise and with the entire choir, which is a cool contrast in this song. She sings about my heart mourns, but you will regret what you did to me, I think. It does get a bit repetitive towards the end, so that's why it's not higher on my list, but I still love listening to the song, and it's a nice traditional touch in the national final. My number four is Dami se vratiš. I really love the nature imagery and the lyrics and also in the sounds of this song. She sings about storms and torrents and water coming from below to kind of symbolize, I think, a lost love. And that is also reflected in the music. It starts with the sounds of a thunderstorm. So I really love that. She sings about hoping that her love returns. It feels a bit like a Balkan ballad, but then there are also rock elements, folk elements, there's choir chanting. Her voice is great. There are some traditional vocal techniques that add a different layer to the song as well. But, and that is kind of the most important part, I love these kinds of songs, but they also have to be catchy and have to have a melody that I can latch onto. And this song has all of it, and that's why I really, really like it, and that's why it's my number four. I almost said number three already, but my number three is Chesto Chulo by Bojana and David. I really love both of their voices, but especially his voice. I really, really like his vocal tone. They sing, "Why are we hiding if we are the perfect match?" I don't know why you are hiding. It has a cool industrial beat. I like the flute as well. So again, you have the marriage, so to speak, between traditional instruments and more modern elements. As I've said, I love their voices separately, but also together. It is a teeny tiny bit repetitive at the end, but I think that's kind of their style. I love how fun and up-tempo the song is. I really get into it every time I listen to it. And I also think it's very, very catchy. And I just love how they combine modern and traditional elements. And that's why it's my number two. My second place is Durum Durum More, which is the catchiest chorus, I think, in this whole competition. I love the lyrics of the song. I think they're about spirits waking up at night. She sings, "Until dawn, I'm dancing with my sisters. The song and the rhythm drive me. I'm singing, or we're singing songs from far away, and we're awake while the lights are off." So I imagine some maybe forest spirits coming alive at night and having their dance. And the whole song with this up-tempo beat and the tempo changes between the verses and the chorus kind of draw you into that story, because especially during the Durum Durum More, the rhythm is just frantic almost. Like you can see in my head, I see these spirits dancing like crazy. And then during the verses, it's a bit slower and maybe they're having a break or something like that. I think you can do a lot with the staging for this one. And I just love, again, the marriage between traditional instruments or elements and this very modern beat, the franticness of it all. I really like that. And that's why it's my number two. My number one is Prince with Mila. I love this song. I love this kind of song. He has a beautiful voice. I love what they do with the instrumentation here. There's very subdued instrumentation that creates kind of a soundscape, and then you have a short part where a piano plays, then you have a short part with guitars, you have a part where it's only his voice, almost a cappella. And I love how the song, throughout the song, builds an intensity. At the end, you have electric guitars that come in, you have the choir as well. Just a beautiful piece of music, and I really, really love this song. Not sure about the outfit in this image of him, but anyway, I really liked his song last year as well, but this is on another level for me. I think the lyrics are good enough as well. He said, "You paid for me loving you. You have many reasons to love another," but he kind of wants to keep his loved one by his side. So that is my number one. Do let me know in the comments if you have a completely different top 15. I'm guessing that you are. And then I thought about who should Serbia send to Eurovision, who has the best chance of achieving a good result for Serbia. Serbia, like most countries, has to qualify from the semifinals, which are televote only. So I focused a bit on songs that would do well with the televoters to make sure that Serbia qualifies. But we also have to think about the juries. I think that Mila by Prince might actually be a song that a lot of juries could go for. But first you have to qualify, and you also have to do well with the televoters, which I'm not quite sure with Mila at the moment, at least, before seeing the performance at the national final. So my pick would be Durum Durum, because it is just so incredibly catchy. A lot of televoters will go for this song. I think it has a huge staging potential as well, which will make it even more impactful. And so for a surefire qualification, I think Durum Durum would be the right choice. And I also think that the juries can't ignore this. She has a good voice. It has a very catchy chorus. They don't usually like these kinds of songs that are a bit more traditional, but still, I think enough juries would go for this to give Serbia a decent result. Now, the next one is more for the televoters, Turbo Jurka. I think if this makes it to the final, it would be completely destroyed by the juries, but I think the televoters would love this. We haven't really had a turbo folk song with Cardi B elements as well, so I think a lot of televoters might get into this, and Serbia would qualify with this song as well. And also, I kind of feel like we need some turbo folk at Eurovision. Then Žali Srce Moje, kind of because it is such a traditional song with a modern element as well. So I would like that. I think it would qualify. But yeah, now thinking about it, actually, I included it while doing the graphics, but thinking about it, I think this would suffer with the juries as well, probably. They don't really like the white voice. But this could be kind of the Schum of 2025 as well. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe I would have to see the live performance of this one. And then kind of my compromise of all of this would be Masked, maybe, because I think it's good enough to qualify. I think a lot of televoters will like the cool beat, the modern sound of all of this, and also that it's partly in English and partly in Serbian. And then the juries will like the modern sound and the English parts of the lyrics as well. So maybe this is the best compromise. I don't know. Do let me know in the comments. I'm very unsure which of these songs Serbia should send. Maybe you noticed that. Do let me know what you think in the comments. Now, last but not least, who will win? I don't really have a good grasp of the Serbian music scene, but from seeing the views on YouTube and also my feel of these different songs, I think that Turbo Jurka might be the big favorite to win this. Do let me know in the comments, Serbians, if another song is actually more popular, or also Durum Durum, I think is quite popular looking at the YouTube views, and I think is kind of representing what Serbia usually sends to Eurovision as well. Do let me know in the comments if you have a different top 15, if you think Serbia should send someone else to Eurovision. Do subscribe to my channel and come back for my next video. I will be doing, of course, a rating video of the Serbian entry once it is chosen. So if you don't want to miss that, you should subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Hvala, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.